Welcome back, everyone. Before we even try to unpack the sheer amount of data that hit the Black Desert servers this week, let's just acknowledge how big these updates are, right? They're absolutely vital to the game.
Oh, definitely. And when you see a patch size around 2 gigabytes, you know it's not just minor tweaks. They're digging into major systems.
Exactly. So today, we're diving deep into the patch notes for November 6th, 2025. It's a big one.
It really is. Touched pretty much everything. High-end PvE, life skills, even large-scale PvP. It's a lot. So for you adventurers listening, trying to figure out what actually matters, well, this deep dive should give you the key takeaways.
Yeah, that's the mission today. We're going through the official patch notes, our main source here, going to analyze it, break it down, and a clear picture is already kind of emerging, isn't it?
Seems like it. They're definitely targeting the top-end players, streamlining some core stuff like crafting, and completely shaking up the Node War map.
Okay, so let's structure this. How should we approach it? 4 main areas, maybe?
Yeah, I think 4 buckets work well. First, the new endgame challenge, that's the Black Shrine getting harder, Shioni 8 through 10.
Right, the peak performance stuff.
Second, some really nice quality of life improvements. That life skill processing speed boost is probably the highlight there.
Oh yeah, people will love that.
Third, they've tweaked some older weekly bosses,
Yeah.
Jordan and Ancilla, making them a bit less punishing, more accessible.
Good, good, needed balance.
And finally, the big one maybe for guilds. The massive Node War restructuring. A total overhaul.
Okay, that sounds like a solid plan. Let's start with the slightly lighter stuff first. Events and those QL wins seem like a good entry point before we tackle, 380 AP requirements.
Sounds good. Let's ease into it.
All right, so kicking things off, 2 limited time events, pretty standard way to get people logging in after a patch. First one is Shakatu's Month Seeking Lost Gold Coins.
Yep, that one runs from November 6th through to December 4th. Just encourages activity, finding those coins.
And the second one?
That's the Special Connection Rewards. Runs a bit longer, November 6th to December 10th. Basically, log in daily, get rewards, keeps people engaged consistently.
Standard stuff, but always welcome. Now let's talk about something that is not standard, something huge for a specific group of players. The life skill acceleration. If you do any serious crafting or processing, this is probably the biggest news for you.
Oh, absolutely. This is a massive QL win, something people have wanted for ages. The patch notes specify a huge cut in processing and manufacturing time. We're talking melting ore, chopping timber, drying fish, all that stuff.
It used to be, 21 seconds per action.
21 seconds, yeah. And if you're processing thousands or tens of thousands of materials.
Oh, God, yeah. It adds up incredibly fast. You'd basically set it running and go do something else for hours or even leave it overnight.
Exactly. Well, they slashed it from 21 seconds down to 11 seconds.
Wow. Okay, that's almost half the time. That's huge.
It's stunning, really. Do the math like you said. If you queue up, say, 3,000 items, that 10-second difference saves you over 8 hours of real time.
8 hours, just from that one change on a decent batch size. That fundamentally changes how you approach life skilling, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
It makes bulk crafting so much more manageable, less of a passive overnight activity. The time investment versus profit calculation completely shifts. That old 21-second timer was a real barrier for some high-volume crafts.
Yeah, it made certain things almost prohibitive unless you had multiple accounts or just infinite patience.
Right. Now, you can actually complete large processing jobs in a single extended session. Frees up so much time for active gathering or grinding or whatever else you want to do. It encourages more active play.
Do you think it'll affect market prices? Like maybe deflation on processed goods because supply gets easier?
Could be, at least temporarily. Easier supply usually means lower prices, especially for lower tier processed materials. We'll have to see how it shakes out. But yeah, big economic implications from just cutting 10 seconds.
Fascinating. Okay, moving from time savings to system stability. There's a small change regarding the personal assistant stability. Maids and butlers, basically.
Yeah, this is one of those subtle back-end fixes. Apparently, there was an issue, maybe even an exploit potential, if you manually canceled summoning your assistant and then immediately tried another big action.
Like what? Connecting to an NPC or entering your house?
Exactly. Or summoning a maid or butler right after canceling the assistant. The system could get unstable, maybe crash the client. Rapid-fire commands causing issues.
So what's the fix? Just slow people down a tiny bit?
Pretty much. They've put in a mandatory 5-second wait time only if you manually cancel the assistant summon using the function button. For those 5 seconds, you can't connect to NPCs, enter housing, or summon other assistants.
Just 5 seconds, though. Seems reasonable to prevent crashes.
Yeah, it's purely a stability measure. Shouldn't really impact normal usage. And interestingly, well, they added that small delay for canceling.
He made summoning faster.
Well, easier anyway. They added the ability to summon the assistant using a hotkey.
Ah, okay. So address the instability and cancellation, but improve the convenience for actually using it normally. Makes sense.
Exactly. Targets the edge case without hurting the average user. In fact, the hotkey makes it quicker overall for daily use. Good balance.
Yeah, those little QL things add up, especially for inventory management nuts. All right, let's switch gears dramatically. Let's talk about the absolute top-end PvE, the Black Shrine content in Donghei City, specifically the Bamboo Spearman boss.
Right. This is the headline for geared players pushing the limits. The lore calls him the hope of the grassroots, getting stronger each time. And boy, did he get stronger. 3 new difficulty levels, Shioni 8, Shioni 9, and Shioni 10.
And it's not just more HP and damage, is it? There's a massive mechanic change for these top tiers. This is like the thing high-end players need to understand from this patch.
This is absolutely critical. If you take one thing away about endgame PvE, it's this. For Shioni 8, 9, and 10, the only thing that matters for your effectiveness is your character's equipped gear stats. Your raw AP and DP.
Okay, unpack that. What's being excluded? Because people spend a lot of time on buffs and synergies.
The big exclusion is Lightstone effects. All those carefully crafted combinations, power of sea, moon, earth, that give specialized damage resistance crit chance. They do nothing in Shioni 8, 9, and 10.
Wow, 0 effects.
0 effect. Is completely turned off for those difficulty.
Okay. Why? Is this them saying the Lightstone system got maybe too powerful, letting people bypass raw gear requirements?
It's a very plausible interpretation. Lightstones allowed for a lot of flexibility, maybe papering over gear gaps in some cases. By removing them here, they're drawing a hard line. Shioni 8 and up is a pure, unfiltered test of your actual enhanced gear. PE and armor, PE and accessories. That's what counts now. No more relying on complex Lightstone combos to push you over the edge.
It's a return to fundamentals then. Raw AP, raw DP. So what are the specific entry requirements? The AP thresholds must be pretty high.
Extremely high. They've set a very clear bar. For Shioni 8, you need 360 displayed AP.
Okay, 360.
For Shioni 9, it jumps to 370 displayed AP. And for the top tier, Shioni 10, you need a massive 380 displayed AP.
380 AP without Lightstones contributing. That is serious. For listeners, that likely means multiple PEN artifacts, probably PEN Debrica accessories, maybe even a C20 Blackstar weapon.
Right.
It's got to be the highest PvE gear check in the game now.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And yeah, without those Lightstone AP boosts that might have helped before, that 380 is purely from your gear. It directly validates the whole enhancement grind. If you're not at 380, you know exactly what you need to work on getting and tapping those endgame accessories.
Right. And since the weekly clear count is shared across all the Donghai Black Shrine modes, you want to push the highest tier you can actually manage. So let's talk rewards. What makes this grind worth it? How do they scale up?
Rewards scale significantly with rank. Rank 1, giving the best drops.
Yeah.
But even the guaranteed stuff shows the intent here.
What's guaranteed across all 3 new tiers, Shioni 8, 9, 10?
You're always guaranteed Tear of Illusion, a good chunk of Hangzhou Blazing Flame 17 to 20 units used for the Donghai gear itself, plus Trace of Memory, Blackstone, Sealed Black Magic Gems. The basic progression materials are there.
Okay, foundation stuff. Where does the difficulty increase show up in guaranteed rewards? Is it the silver value?
Mainly, yeah, through gold bars. Guaranteed 1000 G gold bars increase. Shioni 8 gives you 2 bars. Shioni 9 gives 2 or 3 bars. Shioni 10 guarantees 3 bars. Clear value proposition for the highest difficulty.
All right, but there has to be something really special at Shioni 10, right, to justify that 380 AP requirement, an exclusive drop.
There is. Specifically for rank 1 clears of Shioni 10, you are guaranteed to get the Origin of Faint Darkness accumulation.
Ah, okay. That's a key component for some very high-end crafting, isn't it?
Extremely sought after. Making it a guaranteed drop, even under those extreme conditions, instantly makes Shioni 10 rank 1 the premier weekly goal for the absolute top percentile of players. Hardest content, most reliable access to the rarest mats.
Makes sense. Beyond guaranteed stuff, what about the random lottery drops? What's the ultimate wish list from these tiers?
This is where the insane value potential lies.
No.
You've got a chance at Dawn Gloves, which are top-tier armor. But the real jackpot is the Deboreka earrings. Base ones can drop, but also enhanced versions specifically, Deboreka First and Deboreka the Second.
Yeah, but Debo Dessa can drop directly, just boom.
Yep, the chance is obviously incredibly low, but imagine hitting that. Saves you billions, maybe trillions in countless hours of enhancement pain. There's also a chance at Hondic Spark, another key crafting material.
Okay, yeah. Dropping a Debo II is game-changing. So the message is crystal clear. Shioni 8, 9, 10 are the new primary sources for the absolute best gear and the materials needed to make or enhance it.
Precisely. It creates that perfect endgame loop. You need the top gear to do the content, and the content reliably gives you the stuff to improve that gear. It all circles back to that 380 AP gear check. It rewards that long, painful enhancement grind directly.
Okay, let's pull back from the bleeding edge PvE for a bit and talk about some system tidying up, standardization, inventory cleanup. First up, something about group chats.
Yeah, they're playing a reset of the accumulated recommendation counts in group chats. It's like a seasonal reset, basically, to prevent the same people staying at the top forever and give others a chance. Keeps things fresh.
But they're thanking the current leaders first.
All right. As a thank you, players who currently have the gold, silver, or bronze Black Spirit icons in those chats are getting limited time titles. They last 90 days.
Oh, cool. What kind of titles?
They're themed to the chat. Like the gold icon in the Patron Nude Adventurous chat gets a title reflecting that role. The Iron Fist chat leader gets an Iron Fist title. Just a nice nod before the reset. They also mentioned any old rank titles from previous systems are getting cleaned up too.
Good housekeeping. Next, something very straightforward. Getting rid of old pet food.
Yep, 4 specific types are gone for good. Balanced pet food, Barty's fortified food, honeysilk grass supplement, and Barty's powder supplement. They were pretty much obsolete anyway, replaced by better stuff.
Simplifies things. What happened if you still had some?
Clean compensation. You got the silver value for those items deposited straight into your central market warehouse storage. Easy peasy. No loss for players.
Nice. Okay, now for arguably the most important standardization change in this section, maybe on the whole patch for certain players, Bulk's advice. This is huge for enhancers.
Oh yeah, this fixes a long-standing annoyance. The problem was that some item boxes or packages gave out Bulk's advice stacks in weird numbers, like plus 35 or plus 25, not multiples of 10.
Which is too messy, right? The whole enhancement system revolves around stacks of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. Getting a plus 35 just felt wrong and was awkward for inventory.
Exactly. It was inconsistent and confusing. So the fix is simple. All those rewards are now standardized, usually to the nearest 10. They actually started this back in September, apparently. But this patch finishes the job for all remaining items.
And how did they standardize? Did they round down, or?
This is the great part. They rounded up in the key examples given. Take the appropriate enhancement box Eind. It used to give Bulk's advice plus 35. Now it gives Bulk's advice plus 40.
Oh, wow. So it's not just a cleanup. It's a straight-up buff for those boxes.
Pretty much. Another example was a plus 25 from the Black Spirit Cheer package becoming a plus 30.
Yeah.
So definite player benefit here. They didn't just normalize, they improved the value.
That's fantastic. What about people who are holding on to those odd-numbered stacks already? Did they get the upgrade too?
Yes, clean compensation again. If you had, say, plus 35 advice in your inventory or warehouse, you receive the value equivalent to the new plus 40 advice. Fair, recognizes the value, and cleans up everyone's stacks. Really well handled.
Excellent. Okay, last item in this section. A small tweak to the Cronstone description, just making it clearer.
Yep, Cronstones are super important, obviously. They clarify 2 things in the item description. First, just explicitly stating that they prevent gear grade reduction or destruction on a failed enhancement. Basic stuff, but good for clarity.
Candid. What's the second clarification? More specific.
Yeah, this one's actually really important for preventing costly mistakes. It now clearly states that for Dream Horse Awakening attempts, the Cronstones must be in your character's main general inventory, not the separate enhancement inventory bag.
Ah, that's a common mistake, right? People put them in the enhancement UI bag and then the Awakening attempt fails or doesn't use them.
Exactly. Wasting materials or attempts on something that costs potentially billions because of inventory confusion is rough. This clarification should save people a lot of grief during a very stressful process.
Good QL fix there. Definitely needed. All right, let's move into combat adjustments. First, looking at the Adana boss sweep, those weekly bosses, seems Jordan and Ancilla got some significant changes. They felt a bit overtuned, maybe.
That's exactly what the developers said. Compared to the other 3 bosses in that weekly rotation, Jordan and Ancilla were taking noticeably longer, felt more punishing. The goal here was standardization. Bring them in line, make the whole weekly sweep smoother and faster.
And they added something universal to all 5 bosses to help with that, these recovery orbs.
Yeah, that's the general improvement. During the fights, these orbs will appear. Picking them up restores HP and resources, which is nice for sustain.
But the interesting part is the Black Spirit Rage.
Exactly. Collecting an orb also restores your Black Spirit Rage. This is key.
Why specifically Rage? How does that help balance them?
Because Rage skills are your big nukes, right? Your high damage abilities. By giving players more access to Rage through these orbs, they're essentially giving you more opportunities to use those powerful skills to burn the boss down faster. It encourages aggression while providing sustain. It's a clever way to speed things up without just nerfing HP into the ground necessarily.
Okay, makes sense. Let's look at Jordan at Ethereum Castle specifically.
Wow.
He had some annoying phases. What changed?
Jordan got hit pretty hard with the nerf bat, focusing on efficiency. 4 main things. First, his appearance time is cut by 30%. Less waiting, simple win.
Good start.
Second, that gimmick at 75% HP where he debuffs your defense, that can now only happen once per fight. No more repeated cycles of that annoyance.
Oh, thank goodness, that was frustrating.
Third, the HP of his Blackwing ad is down by 15%.
Okay.
And fourth, the total combined HP of Jordan with his Blackwing active is reduced by a whopping 30%.
30%? Wow, okay. They really wanted to shorten that fight.
Definitely. Should be much quicker now.
All right, now for Ancilla at Orbita Castle. Her fight could feel really drawn out with all the mechanics, especially destroying those objects.
Yeah, and Scylla's changes were about reducing complexity and mechanic loops. Phase 1 HP is down 15%, which helps. But the big change is the Corrupted Darkness mechanic. After the Sacred Flame burns, you used to have to destroy 3 of those darkness things. Now it's only 2 times.
Okay, cutting out a whole repetition of that cycle, that alone should speed up Phase 1 significantly.
Should make a noticeable difference. And Phase 2 got some love too. She used to summon shadows quite frequently and could stay annoyingly airborne.
Right, hard to hit sometimes. What did they do?
They adjusted the summons. More shadows overall maybe, but they appear less often. So fewer interruptions, longer windows to actually hit the boss.
Better pacing. And the airborne stuff, can we knock her down easier?
Yes, that mechanic is improved. Hitting her with stun, float, or knock down during certain attacks will reliably bring her down. And when she is stunned on the ground, the stun duration is increased by about 2 seconds. Longer damage window. Plus, they guaranteed she returns to the ground after doing that shadow summon attack below 50% HP. No more just floating up there indefinitely.
Okay, so across the board for both bosses. Faster, fewer annoying repetitions, more vulnerability. Makes the weekly sweep much less of a chore, hopefully.
That seems to be the clear goal. Streamline the routine content.
Good stuff. Now, something purely for convenience. Dark Rift boss location consolidation. This is about finding those Rift bosses faster.
Exactly. Pure QL. Previously, several Dark Rift bosses could spawn in multiple spots within a region. You might have had to check 2, 3, even 4 locations to find them.
A bit tedious if you were trying to clear them quickly.
Very. So now they've standardized it. Each boss has one fixed spawn location. No more searching.
Which bosses got locked down?
The main world boss types. Red Nose Imp Captain, now only at Northern Serindia Plain. Beg the Strong, only at Alejandro Farm.
Only a Baragi Den. Dim Tree Spirit. Only at Old Dandelion.
So those are fixed to their most common spots, basically. What about Ahib Griffin? It used to roam Naben Plains, right?
Yep. Griffin got moved. It's now permanently located at Foniel Mountain Cabin, much easier to find. Farid is still at Omar Volcano Cave, unchanged.
This makes planning a Dark Rift clear route way easier. Just hit the known spots in order. Big time saver.
Huge efficiency gain for daily weekly routines.
Okay, and lastly in this section, some minor updates for Sekra Underwater Ruins.
Very minor. First, a name change. Sekra Underwater Ruins, upper level, is now just Sekra Underwater Ruins. Cleaner.
Makes sense. Anything about drops?
Just consistency. That Sekra Underwater Ruins trash loot item now drops in the lower level too, same as the upper. And one tiny update to the drop list for the lower level.
What got added to the list?
They added the Rich Merchant's Ring piece to the officially displayed drop info for the lower level. Crucially, the patch notes emphasize the drop rate hasn't changed. It could always drop there, they just didn't list it explicitly before. Now they do, for clarity.
Okay, so no actual drop rate buff, just making the info accurate. Got it. All right, let's dive into what might be the most impactful change for organized guilds. The massive Node War restructuring. This sounds like more than just tweaking numbers.
Oh, it's enormous. A complete overhaul of the Node War landscape across Calpheon, Midaya, and Kamasilvia. Levels, participant caps, even the days nodes are active. Tons of changes. This is a major meta shift for large-scale PvP.
And the reason? based on player feedback, trying to fix imbalances.
Exactly. The stated goal is better stability and fairer fights. They looked at everything: the size of the node areas, the map layouts, choke points, historical participation numbers, and tried to rebalance accordingly. Make sure tier 3, 4, and 5 nodes feel competitive and appropriate for their level.
And they wipe the slate clean first, resetting current ownership.
Yep, all base info guild holdings where forts could be built was reset in those territories to prepare for the new structure. Everyone starts fresh on this new map.
Okay, let's look at some specific examples to get a feel for how drastic this is. Starting with Calphanon. Big changes there.
Huge swings. Some nodes got downsized, others massively upgraded. Look at Longleaf Tree Sentry Post. It used to be a big level 5 node. 80 people fought over on Sunday primetime. Now, it's level 3, only 50 people, and moved to Tuesday.
Wow, okay. Taking a major Sunday node and shifting it to a quieter Tuesday, shrinking it, that really changes the dynamic. Spreads out the big fights, maybe.
Seems likely, but look at Trina Fort. It was level 4, 70 people on Thursday. Now it's level 5, 80 people, and moved to Sunday.
So Trina Fort becomes a new premier large-scale Sunday objective. Interesting. Any others in Calpheon?
Gerudo Cave also got an upgrade from level 3, 40 people, to level 4,
Yep.
60 people. So yeah, guilds have to completely remap their Calpheon strategies.
All right, what about Medea? What was the trend there?
Meta saw quite a few downgrades, actually. Nodes that were historically high level got reduced, maybe because participation didn't consistently match the old cap. Abandoned Iron Mine, for example, went from level 5, 50 people, down to level 3, 40 people.
Same for others.
Yep. Tungrad Forest and Wanderer's Camp both dropped from level 5 to level 3 as well. This potentially makes these nodes more accessible for smaller or mid-sized guilds who couldn't field 50 plus before.
But they didn't just nerf Medea, did they? Were there upgrades too?
Oh yeah, definitely. They balanced it by creating new high-tier objectives. Northern Medea, Sosan Settlement, and the Degraded Cliff all jumped from level 3 up to level 5, increasing their caps. So Medea still has premier zones, they're just in different locations now.
Gotcha. Shifting the hotspots. And finally, Kama Sylvia. Some legendary battlegrounds there. How did they fare?
Kama Sylvia saw some major downsizes for its most famous, often heavily contested nodes. Ash Forest, huge level 5, 75 people before, dropped all the way to level 3, 50 people.
Ash Forest down to T3, wow.
Yeah. Twisted Forest and Fairy Teeth Forest also went from level 5 down to level 3. These were massive fights. Maybe the terrain made them too defensive or just too long.
Could be. So if those iconic zones got smaller, where did the large-scale focus shift in Kama?
It moved to other areas. Polly's Forest jumped from level 3, 55 people, up to level 5, 65 people. Frondra Lake Shore got a huge boost from level 3, 50 people, to level 5, 75 people, making it one of the biggest nodes now. And Nubbin Grasslands also went from level 3 to level 5.
Okay, so it's a total redistribution of importance across all 3 regions. Guilds literally have to throw out their old war plans and start over.
Completely. The strategic map is brand new. Which nodes are valuable, how many people you need, what days to fight. It's all changed. It'll take weeks, maybe months for the meta to settle.
Absolutely. Okay, let's wrap up with the final bits. Key UI and stability fixes. Always important. Anything stand out in the UI department?
The stone management UI, where you socket light stones, artifacts, etc., got some nice QL touches. Added weapon icons to show empty slots. Clearer display of how many stones are active. Little things that help readability.
And they made it easier to actually get to that UI, right?
Yeah. Yes. Big one here. They added a dedicated button for the stone management UI right in your main inventory window. The thought key menu. No more digging through multiple menus. Huge convenience boost for anyone managing stones regularly.
Definitely needed that. What about text issues? Patches often fix weird text displays.
Loads of those. Text and display normalization. They fixed tons of places where text was getting cut off, compressed weirdly, stuff, or just looked messy.
Examples.
The fishing spacebar minigame indicator, the milking success message, stuff in the red battlefield UI, the world map war status pop-ups, NPC interaction prompts. Just a lot of cleanup to make text display properly everywhere. Shows attention to detail.
Good. And crucially for console players or control users, specific joystick gamepad mode fixes.
Yep, several important ones. Fixed an issue where artifact sets weren't displaying correctly when inspecting other players in controller mode. They fixed a bug where you couldn't use the Y button, or equivalent, in Patrigio's secret shop to see item details. That was pretty major.
Yeah, that's essential for Patricio. Anything else for controllers?
Fixed various truncated key guides, text overlaps, and things like the house purchase UI on the map, equipment search window, just making the controller interface cleaner and fully functional. Shows ongoing support there.
Great. And some final random stability stuff.
Usual suspects, fixed characters being invulnerable in weird spots in Odalita, glitches with viewing private friends, the personal assistant sometimes summoning in strange places. Just general bug squashing for a smoother experience.
Okay, wow. That was a lot. From tiny 5-second delays that save hours to a complete node war revolution.
Yeah.
This patch was genuinely massive. #outro.
It really covered the spectrum, so let's try to boil it down one last time. The 3 absolutely major themes you need to take away from this November 6th update are:
Okay, hit me.
1. The immediate gear challenge shift. Blackshrine Shioni 8, 9, 10 with that 380 AP target and no light stones resets the PvE endgame. It's a raw gear check now.
Right. Pure stats matter most there.
2. Major streamlining of core systems. Life skill processing is almost twice as fast. Dark rifts are way quicker to clear. Box advice is standardized and buffed. Big QL wins across the board.
Makes daily and weekly routines much smoother.
And 3. The complete overhaul of the node war map. The strategy, the participation caps, the important days, it's all different in Calpheon, Medea, and Kamasilvia. Guilds have to adapt fast.
Total strategic reset for PvP guilds. Got it. And that brings us back to that first point, the 380 AP ceiling and the Lightstone exclusion. It feels very deliberate.
It does. They basically said, to get the best weekly rewards consistently, you need this level of raw gear. No shortcuts through temporary buffs in that specific content.
So the provocative thought then is, how does this change things long term? With Diboreka earrings and Dawn gear parts now clearly tied to succeeding in this super high-end gear-checked content.
Exactly. How does it affect the value and enhancement goals for those items? Hitting 380 AP is incredibly expensive, heavily reliant on PE and debos. Does the guaranteed origin material from Shioni 10 make that insane grind feel more achievable, like a direct reward path?
It creates this really clear but incredibly demanding path, doesn't it? A singular target for the absolute top players.
A very demanding one, yeah. It forces you to master the enhancement system, invest heavily in those specific items. The focus is back on that fundamental gear progression, maybe moving away slightly from relying solely on intricate buff stacking for the highest PvE.
Fascinating stuff to watch unfold. Well, thank you for joining us on this incredibly detailed deep dive into the November 6th Black Desert patch. We really hope this breakdown helps you navigate all these changes.
Yeah, hopefully this gives you a clear picture of what's new, what matters most to you, and how to approach the game after this big update. Thanks for tuning in.
Use this knowledge in your adventures. We appreciate your support. Maybe buy the team a coffee if you found this useful. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.